What's the latest?
Well, the latest we're showing off here is the HDMI 2.1 specification that was released end of last year. And I'd like to show you the first HDMI 2.1 product, the Xbox One X.
Let's talk about it.
Vacation. You just need your vacation.
Yes, guys, I have to bring the news to you, yo. I had to do my little research, and it was saying that basically the Xbox One X that we have right now is HDMI 2.1. So, yo, I just had to bring the news for you guys today, just to like clarify some things, you know. And my real big take about this thing, I want to make sure when we pick up our product, we know for sure exactly what we're getting out of our product. We want to get the full everything out of our product because we spend our hard-earned cash, man. So I'm just bringing in the news for you today, guys, to let you guys know right now your Xbox One X is HDMI 2.1 compatible, and it literally is up to the developers to optimize whether it's games or media so you can have those features. I'm going to leave all this information in the description where you can watch the full video of this this interview, and you guys can take it. Let's just have a conversation in the comments, yo. Let me know your thoughts about it, what you think about it, yo. But this is some good news. I'm gonna also confirm some other things that you guys have questioned about. They also if you guys want to know how is it HDMI 2.1, yo, he actually answered that question also in it. I'm just gonna play a few seconds of that so you can see what it's about. He's gonna answer the question, letting us know how is it HDMI 2.1. So let me play it for you guys right away so you can get that.
So there are features that are part of the 2.1 spec that can be added to products that were Ultra HD capable through firmware or other mechanisms. And so that's one of the very interesting things about HDMI 2.1 that people don't know about. They think you have to have the faster bandwidth to go beyond 18 gigabits per second. But that is not true. You can do a number of features that we'll talk about here over the Ultra HD products.
Yo, I gotta clear my throat on that one. You hear that? Yo, these are from the professional themselves, clarifying any confusion you guys may have about HDMI 2.1. It's not necessarily a hardware thing. Some of the past devices that we have, they're actually compatible in running these features. It's just left, as I said, it's just left to the developers to optimize and update these products so we can take advantage of these amazing features on our product that we have right now. So, yo, I sure that was a big question. He have answers right there, yo. He had answered right there. Whoops. yo, this information is really good. I feel super excited that I can have my Xbox One X and still enjoy like amazing features. Like, guess what? They even talk about it, saying that the Xbox One X could be compatible in even running 4K at 120 hertz. So I'm gonna play that next clip for you guys. So just stay tuned, bro. Stay tuned. Let's do this. The guy asked him, like, you know, is it possible that the Xbox can do 4K 120? And this is his response.
What does it say here in Chinese? So how about all these other stuff? That's not something you can just magically add, right?
Yes, some of the features needs silicon which can support up to 48 gigahertz. So if you want to go up to 4K 120, you need a silicon which can support that.
And the Xbox doesn't do 4K 120 anyways.
Right. Not yet. But we have the capability to support that in the future. So we might see content which is like supported at 4K 120 in the future.
What is it now?
In the future, they might have content that can support it at 4K 120. He said it himself, yo. They said it themselves, yo. That's some really good information right there, yo. So your Xbox One X can possibly do 4K 120, and I'm not gonna be surprised because out of all the platform right now, Microsoft Xbox is the only platform that's actually optimizing their games to give us the best result on whatever platform you're playing on. So they keep doing some optimizing and stuff, yo. So if you get your Xbox One X right now, don't be surprised if you're getting some amazing frame rate. Just keep in mind you have to still have the compatible devices that can run these frame rates, whether it's going to be a TV, a monitor. You have to have that compatible device that is capable of running these frame rates so you can see these extra features. All right, now I'm bringing up Nelson on the screen, yo. This is the podcast that Xbox them have from time to time, yo. You guys should check into it, yo. I'm also gonna leave a link in the description for this one, but this is him talking about the different, like, how they optimize their games and everything. So I'm just gonna play it for you a little bit so you can just hear it for yourself.
Point out, you talked a little bit about, you know, all the hardware that we can do here, and obviously it's much more powerful than the past. But we're also adding auto HDR to some of the titles, which is something that people, you know, how do you put something there that wasn't there 5 or 10 or 15 years ago? I mean, that's kind of some black magic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool technique that was actually incubated in the Xbox Advanced Technology Group, where we can actually create an HDR reconstruction based on the standard SDR image that you have. Sure. And it's through a combination of machine learning and just really applying, you know, that contrast and those higher level nits in the areas of the scene that really can benefit from them, while not changing the overall artistic intent of the game. And to your point, you know, if you go back and play a game like Geometry Wars, or even something from the original Xbox like Fusion Frenzy, like, these games look so much better than you've ever seen them before. And it works across, it's done on the platform level itself, so there's no work by developers. So it just works across the entire catalog. And it's really exciting to see these games looking and playing better than they've ever seen before.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because as I was kind of going through some of the games I've played in the past, we've all played on, you know, in years past for gamers that have been around for a while, games that, like, oh, this is a re-release of a game, and you kind of go back and you're like, this may not look as good as I remember. You know, your mind's eye kind of does some nice favors for you, but with some of the backwards compatibility technology that we have, it actually can look better than what you remember in some regards, right? That's also really exciting. I also want to point out that this isn't like we just take all the titles and throw them in there and you have to figure it out for yourself, like, hey, it may work or it may not work. We actually test it, and I think we've tested like over 50,000 hours, is what I'm being told.
You hear that, guys? They're making sure they optimize these games, so when they put this game on the Xbox platform for us, we're gonna get the best experience on all of our titles. Like, I'm a classic person, like, I love my classic games. Those games, you can replay them from time to time, and some of the new games, it doesn't really have the feature, like, not the feature, they don't really have the stuff that actually grabs you into the game, that make you say, you know what, I want to play this game again and again and again. It's like we play it, then we're done. And sometimes the classic games are what we go back to, and we really enjoy that experience, yo. So the fact that they keep optimizing it and making it better, run smoother, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going.
That we've done to kind of make sure that the titles, that everybody has a great experience with the titles, right?
It's actually 500,000.
Oh, 500,000. So, apparently I'm missing a comma. Sorry.
And that's the thing, is it's a tremendous amount of work, but it's really about our commitment to compatibility. Yeah. And not only that, but, you know, for me, there's games that I've played on the Xbox Series X and S that I haven't played in 5 or 6 years, and just being able to boot the title up, my game save is instantly available to me, and I'm able to pick up right where I was from before. Yo,
you know what? Let me touch base on that a little bit. Yo, I actually experienced that. The first time I bought an Xbox, I buy and I sell my Xbox from time to time, because I wasn't too sure if I want to like use that platform, because, you know, I was playing my PlayStation with my friends and stuff. And every time I buy a new Xbox, I never really think about my saves. And when I jump back into the game, my save is always there. And that was like years ago. I think in like 2015, that's when I get my first Xbox. And yo, they're right. Like, as long as you're on Xbox, you don't ever have to worry about your save. Like, your save is gonna be always there. You have to choose if you want to delete it or not. But besides from that, like, I pull up one of my old titles, like back then in 2015, which my last save was, and yo, I was starting back from the exact spot. Yo, that got me excited because I actually had a lot of problems when playing on my PlayStation 4 at the time. Like my game corrupt and everything was done. If I didn't back it up to the cloud and the stuff they have over there, like that's it, it was done. And not only me had that problem, a lot of my friends had that same problem too. But when I had my Xbox, I never experienced my Xbox crashing on me. Never. I never had that experience. Yo, if you guys even had an experience with Xbox crashing on you, yo, let me know in the comments, because I never experienced it, guys. But I'm gonna continue playing this video a little bit to just let them guys talk about it a little bit more.
Like that's the experience that I want as a gamer, and we want gamers across the Xbox ecosystem to have that experience.
Yeah, you talked about the game saves, and that's really important because I want to say it was 2006 or 7. I don't remember when it was when we brought game saves to the cloud on Xbox 360. And since then, I mean, you've never had to worry about anything. You know, I can go back to a game that I played in 2008 and there's my game save, right? It's just, it's kind of is this moment in time, and you don't have to sync anything. You don't have to choose, do I want to do this? It just kind of happens. It's really extraordinary to think about that happening. So I also want to point out, according to what we have here, that all Xbox One games are going to be available as backwards compatibility. Is that correct?
Exactly. We've completed testing of the entire catalog of games that run on Xbox One, and all of those games will run on Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. There's a handful of Kinect-only titles that will not work, but even titles that support Kinect and controller, those titles will also work with the Xbox Series X and S, as well as all your accessories as well. So if you have, you know, a fight stick, a flight stick, a guitar, all of those accessories move forward with you, just like your game library and just like your gaming legacy.
And that's really important. You talked about accessories moving forward, because certainly when you get the console, here's my new controller. You can see the little share button middle, but also works with my, you know, my existing controller, like my Elite Series 2, and I even tweeted this out last week, and you and I were talking about this. It works with your infrared, the Xbox Media
I have all
remote.
those devices. I even still have my
there's
remote,
what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that the investment you've made in your Xbox collection of accessories and so forth, it can work, can go with you, and that's really important, isn't it?
Exactly. You know, we know people go out and they say spend a fair amount of money on like an advanced steering wheel or a fight stick or a flight stick, you know, or, you know, people invest hours and hours into their favorite franchises. Like one of the things that I really enjoyed was when you tweeted out your Fallout save, and like I think you were at like level 57, and I think about
you
all
can't
of the
lose your
hours
save,
that you
bro.
invested to get your character there. Why should that go away? You know, you shouldn't have to start over from scratch. If you want to go back to that franchise, you should be able to do it and just be able to go right back to where you were.
Yeah, and like I say, there's no reason. We're not going to make you buy new stuff. We're not going to force you into that. We want to use your old stuff. I mean, let's be a little eco-friendly here, right? Let's reuse as much as we can and make sure that it works well.
You know what, guys? I'm going to leave it right there. Yo, I'm going to leave the link in the description if you guys want to watch the full video of this podcast, so you can get all the information, you know what, from what these guys are doing. Yo, these guys are doing an amazing job. Like what Xbox is doing right now, for me, it's an amazing job. As a consumer, I really want to have the option to use my old device and my old accessories if I want to, and when I get my new accessories, that's just a plus. I don't want to have to put them aside, because even for me on my other devices, like, you know, my other accessories just sit there and something you just toss them under a bed or in a closet, in a storage or whatever, and they have no use. But what they're doing, to me, I think that's a huge deal. So I'm just bringing these information to you guys, yo. As I said, everything is going to be in the description. But guys, I hope this was very informative. I hope it answered whatever question you have. If you guys have more questions, let's have a conversation in the comments below, guys. Yo, until next time, peace. Stay positive.